Alright, day 8 of Japan is officially over. And today was a very nice and fun day, and I guess I'm underplaying it. I really like today, and I wanted to just make an audio journal, perhaps the first audio journal that I'm going to release onto YouTube and publicly and all. I've been journaling for about almost 9 years now. It's coming to 10 years. Holy crap. It's crazy, but my journal has taken a lot of different forms. Lately, it's been more audio and video journals in the past year. So I kind of want to just try my hand at releasing something that's a bit more personal. Obviously, I'm going to make sure no information gets out there that's like not supposed to be out there. Not going to say any names, not going to say too many details about things that could put anyone in danger, basically, just in case. But let's go ahead and try this and see how it goes. So it's almost like a little bit like a day in a life, but just in audio form. So it's the third day of classes for Japanese language school in Kyoto, and my classes start in the afternoon, so I have the whole morning to do stuff. Originally, I was going to go to the Eikan Senrinji Temple. I always have a hard time saying that temple name, but it's one of my favorites because it had such a super nice pond. But I woke up kind of late. It's something I need to work on. Woke up at, I think, 8:30-ish, and I laid in bed until 9. It's something I need to get used to because I'm not used to going out every day and walking around a lot. So my body is kind of adjusting, and I think it needs just a little bit more sleep. So hopefully that adjusts quicker. Also, I'm not exactly sleeping at the best time. I'm sleeping a little past around midnight, basically, every day so far. But jet lag didn't get to me, so that's great. Anyways, so we woke up a little later, and I just basically did some voiceovers and content creation stuff. Basically, wrote a script, recorded it, gathered some footage, uploaded it on YouTube, daily vlog stuff, basically, and came up with some shorts ideas. My mornings so far have not really been like that, so this one was definitely a bit more of an exception. Usually I would have just gone out in the morning. So I reached the piano at maybe like noontime, and the Kyoto station piano is one of my favorite spots, like I've been mentioning for a while. Got to play it a few times before having to go to school. Still kind of crazy that I'm back in school, but it's a Japanese language school, and Japanese people are pretty strict about certain things, so being late is not a good idea. So I just made sure that I had enough time to take the train to get to school after playing piano. It feels good to just play that piano at Kyoto Station in general. Like, I've been playing it almost every day. I missed one day since I found it, and this time around I just improvised on the piano instead of playing pieces I already knew. And I'm getting way more used to playing in front of others, and I think that's a really good thing. Like, I'm not worried about messing up as much. Nervousness just isn't there anymore, like it used to be, like the first time I played in public in LAX. So that's like really good. I feel a lot better about it. And then afterwards, reached school and just chatted with some friends I made at the entrance exam, met a couple of new people, and then class started. Class is for about 3 hours and 15 minutes, and we went over a lot of different things, but I suppose the main things was the have to. It's always a little bit difficult for me to say. It's something nakereba narimasen, which means you have to do something. So for instance, let's see, ikanakereba narimasen, which means you have to go. Nuganakereba narimasen, which means you have to take off. Usually it's like shoes and stuff like that. So we're just like learning that, as well as nuganakute mo ii desu, which means it's okay not to take off your shoes and to keep them on. So that was a big part of today's lesson, as well as a kanji test where we went over the kanji for male, female, kid, dog, and stuff like that. We didn't go over it, we just took a test on it, and then we went over new kanji. It's basically about 3 every day. And then we had some interactive exercises like talking to others, and this is where I guess the day sort of became more interesting, because one of the people, we have assigned seats, which I think it's kind of a little bit unfortunate, but today was a special day since, I don't know, the classroom was combined with another one, so that all the chairs were mixed up and the normal order of things was not there, so everyone just sat in random places. So that allowed a new friend to sit pretty close to me, like behind me. The new friend was not a new friend yet, but some of the exercises I had questions about, and the sensei was like moving around and talking to other people sometimes, so I would just ask the person behind me, and she was super helpful and knowledgeable. So that happened a lot, and at a certain point there was an exercise where we just like had to ask each other questions like about our countries, like in your country, what's something that you have to do? So yeah, that was interesting. And so after we finished the exercise, people were still doing theirs. So we just sort of like talked and asked each other random questions about each other. And at a certain point at the end of the class, I just asked if she wanted to hang out afterwards. I did bump into a new piano friend in the morning when I went to go play it, and he said he would be around the piano at like basically after class time. So I wanted to go there, but at the same time, like getting to meet a new friend, you don't really do that every day. So I was just like, yeah. In Japanese, I asked, would you like to get dinner? Which is, 一緒に晩ご飯を食べませんか? Very easy. Something that you learn how to say with the Pimsleur app. And she said yes, which was great. And we just sort of hung out for the rest of the night, which was really, really nice. I enjoyed it a lot. Basically, the first thing I did was take her to the piano spot in Kyoto Station because I did want to still keep my word to my new piano friend. Unfortunately, he didn't really go at the same time I did. It was like a rough time estimate when we would be there. So I was just there for a little bit afterwards, and then we went to go eat. It was at the Kyoto Station's ramen spot at the not the very top, but like somewhere close to the top of Kyoto Station. And so we ate ramen, we just talked a lot and got to know each other. And then afterwards we went back to the piano. I got to play the piano. I just played the Pirates of the Caribbean medley. And I didn't end up seeing my friend there. I saw a different piano person I met at a certain point, but that's okay. I'm glad I was able to play at the very least. Just getting to play that piano is just super fun. And then afterwards we just walked around Kyoto Station exploring parts of it that I've never seen. And I thought that was like super awesome. And while doing that, we were just asking each other questions and talking, sometimes in English, sometimes in Japanese. It was a really, really fun experience. I really love getting to know new people, and she seems like a very nice girl. And afterwards, we explored Yodobashi a little bit. It's just like a variety store that's really, really big that has a whole bunch of different things, where I got my new pillow the previous day because the other pillows have not been doing it. Luckily, this one works out. But after we explored that, we ate some ice cream at Baskin Robbins in Japan. There's actually a lot of flavors in Japan that are very interesting, but that was fun. Talked about family stuff and philosophy a little bit, meditation, just a lot of random things. And she also like told me that she took the N2 test and passed it for Japanese. So I thought that was like really cool. It's just, she thinks that she didn't really do well in the exam for classes because both of us are in class 2, which is just one above the first level, 3 months for that level, and then you move on. But she passed the N2 thing like a year and a few months ago, so she has forgotten a lot of it. But I think it's great that I'm meeting people that are better at Japanese than I am. I think that's like very useful. Not that I'm like seeing my new friends as resources, but it's just nice to, I don't know, it's like, would you prefer to be in a room with everyone who's smarter than you, or would you prefer to be in a room where everyone is like not as knowledgeable? You'd probably learn more from the people that are smarter than you. So that's just something I feel like glad about is to have people around me that can show me the way, I guess, and teach me more things. But yeah, exploring Kyoto Station was just awesome, like seeing spots that I've never seen before, and it's really beautiful. And I think I will definitely make a video about it since I'm just so, like, I'm there all the time now. So it's just easy. So definitely on the list of things to do. But we hung out for a good amount of time. I think like 5 hours. And I think that's a good amount of time to just talk to someone and get to know them quite a lot. And yeah, I feel, because she's not exactly the outgoing type. So she told me that I was her first sort of like friend who she like hung out with in Japan so far. And school's just barely started, so that's not saying too much, but I'm glad I still feel honored that I was someone's first friend here in our sort of like new journeys, I guess, in Japan. So yeah, definitely feel honored about that. And we're gonna hang out more in the future. So that's like really awesome. But overall, like in my journals, I talk about what happened, and I also talk about just how I'm feeling. And for feelings wise, I definitely think there's a lot of things I still need to sort out. I feel like a big part of what I'm doing right now is socializing with people and making connections, which I really, really do value. But at the same time, that's something I've been doing at home as well a lot. And there does need to be a balance. So I guess I'm trying to say, like, I would like to have more of a focus for certain goals in Japan that I have. Like, I guess learning Japanese is definitely a priority considering I'm going to school for it. But also there are some music pieces for my album that I still need to create that I just haven't really thought about or touched since I've left, which hasn't been too long, just a week or 8 days. But I do want to get back into that. And also the video stuff, I'm trying not to let it take over too much. I do feel inspired to create more now that I'm out here, but I need to remember that that's not my main priority. Music, piano, that's still like the top. And then from there, it's learning Japanese, because there's no better time than now since I'm here and at the school. And of course, making connections is always going to be something I really, really value. But I don't know, it's so hard to, I guess, balance that, because I'm only here for a set number of days, and these people that I meet, I'm only going to be able to spend so much time with them before I go back to California. Of course, I could come back to Japan as well, but I guess I just want to make sure I'm making the best with my time here. I'm making the best moves, I guess. And I know I can make music once I'm back as well. So yeah, just a lot of thoughts that I need to sort out. And that's why I do these journals sometimes and have dedicated planning sessions weekly, maybe on the train, since I am gonna visit Osaka pretty soon. So yeah, that is everything that happened today. I'm leaving out a lot of details, but I just feel like some of those details may be too personal. So I'll probably just add them to my actual journal, like write them and keep this as more of a general, like what happened in the day, as well as an example to be, I suppose, heard or seen publicly. And if anyone's actually interested, this is basically how I've been journaling for a while, except this is a bit more, like I said, not as detailed. That's all. Okay, that's pretty much it. It was definitely a fun day, and I'm glad. I don't know, it's just like days where you meet someone new and you're just in an environment where, like, you feel, I mean, I still hesitated. I still felt like, you know, what if she says no? What if, you know, they don't want to actually make friends and all that stuff? And it's like a lot of doubt. But I have a saying, an oath, that's basically just, I'll act on my desire despite fear, doubt, or hesitation. And I did. And I just asked. And the fear of rejection will always be there, but I will always push through it. And I'm glad that it worked out. So, and hopefully I made a new friend that I'm going to share a lot of great memories with. So definitely worth pushing through the fear. If that's like a lesson, if there is a lesson or takeaway from this day, that is what it is. Okay, that's enough. Catch you guys in the next one.